Welcome back, Light and Wealth Club, to another episode of The Bull Room. It's actually the first one of the year, so first and foremost, Happy New Year. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and, pay the fee. Share this with a friend, a relative, or a like-minded individual that's going to find this knowledgeable, interesting, or, I don't know, they might really be into investments and want to learn. So if you want to learn, send in your questions in our DM or hit us on our email. LatinWealthClub@gmail.com. Simple as that. But let's get started. And what we're going to talk about today, it's quite simple. Today, we're going to talk about what the hell is going on with the Bitcoin. We had the spot ETF. It ran up to 49,000, then dropped back down into the 41,000s. We're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about my coin hopping strategy for 2024 and how I plan to be either a millionaire or close to a millionaire by the end of the year. So we'll talk about that. But first and foremost, how you been, AZ?
Good, man. Can't complain.
Yeah, man. So have you noticed this crazy crypto atmosphere recently?
I have, yeah.
I mean, what do you think about the spot Bitcoin ETF? You've been personally hearing about it for the past couple months.
Yeah,
finally
for a while.
Came.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Much anticipated.
I'm glad it finally came. It gives it more like like a more
like you're able to invest in it with some peace of mind.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Knowing that it's backed by. So I mean, either way, it doesn't really matter because it was doing good without an ETF anyway. So, but it just gives it more of an opportunity for more people to get in, I think.
Exactly. Mostly the old money, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about my coin hopping strategy first for the year of 2024. And it's quite simple. You see, Bitcoin, when it rises, these altcoins will follow, right? But typically, Bitcoin, historically, and this is not financial advice, let me make that clear. Historically, when the halving comes, altcoins and Bitcoin, what I mean by altcoins is like everything that's not Bitcoin, will rise with Bitcoin until that Bitcoin halving, and then they usually have a separation phase where altcoins bleed, they kind of go down, and Bitcoin continues to rise. And Bitcoin would typically hit an all-time high, a new all-time high, while, altcoins will stay, they'll hit all-time highs as well, but they'll stay well below Bitcoin in, percentages, rate of return, you could say. So my strategy was quite simple, and the reason why I sold Cardano ADA for Bitcoin was because, one, I've been in Cardano for a whole year. So when it went up like crazy, to me, it was a massive run, and I expected a correction. I still expect it. We're sitting at 50-something cents right now. I'm expecting it to go down to 40 cents. Not financial advice. This is my own personal opinion. This is based off my own research. So I expect it to go down there. So to give you an example of my coin hopping strategy, I kind of came up with some numbers that are easy to run, right? So an example of that is quite simple. I sell 100,000 ADA, right, at 45 cents. I then convert it into Bitcoin, let's say at $45,000, right, for one Bitcoin. That gives me one whole Bitcoin, right? Let's say Bitcoin then rises to 55,000, while Cardano bleeds a little bit and goes back down to 35 cents. If I switch back into Cardano, I have a difference of 57,000 Cardano. And it's based off coin hopping, waiting for that separation, and hopping back into the old coin that I was originally in, adding to my bag, plus whatever money I've added between, the time that I was waiting for the separation to happen. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now, right? I sold most of my ADA for Bitcoin in anticipation of the spot Bitcoin ETF. As we know, it went down, right? We'll talk about further in the episode. But because it went down, it kind of makes me happy, because that means if it went down to 41,000, a low, we should see Cardano and all the altcoins kind of hit a low. And they haven't already. I feel like they're going to have to get that back down, or at least for Cardano, have to get back down into the 40s like they did last week and kind of stay there a little bit, stay steady for a little bit, and then bounce back up. So we're going to have to wait and see if my strategy works. But that is my coin hopping strategy for 2024. But let's talk about the Bitcoin ETF. And on the first day of the Bitcoin ETF, they seen over $4.6 billion in volume on the first trading day. Can you believe that, AZ? And that's like on the spot Bitcoin ETF. That's not on Bitcoin. That's on the
ETF
the ETFs.
itself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the big numbers for sure.
Yeah, for one day.
Yeah.
I mean, that's day one. We have the rest of our lives.
Yeah.
And the amount of young people, people our age, a little older than us, a little younger than us, that are going to be investing into crypto because they hear it's a good asset. Because maybe they might not know any better. But they got recommended it by now a financial advisor that could buy it for them through an ETF. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many people are going to be clueless, not knowing that they really own Bitcoin through an ETF?
Yeah, everybody's going to think they own it directly when
and they're not. They're not, and they're going to own an ETF.
Yeah, I think we talked about this before, right? Everybody needs to know if you go to that, you don't own the actual asset.
Exactly, you only own it if you own it through like Coinbase and stuff like that, right? But
actual broker.
What I'm trying to tell people too, though, is there's going to be so many people that are going to be like blindly investing into Bitcoin, right? They're going to be blindly investing into Bitcoin, not knowing what it is. Yeah. Like, like so many people don't do their due diligence to know what it is. They're like, yeah, I invest in that. They don't even know like it's through an ETF. They're not going to know, but that's a good part for us Bitcoin holders because all those pension funds, all those retirement funds are just going to be adding to our bag. Remember, like I said in the beginning, crypto is player versus player. You get in early, you're going to win. You're going to see the apples. You're going to see the fruits of your labor. If you get in late, you're going to get burned. Or, it's going to get to the point where it's like the S&P 500 and gold, where it just steadily grows, just keeps going up and up and up and up because of the supply shocks that happen every 4 years called the Bitcoin halving, right? And if you want to learn about that, just go on previous episodes where we've explained that. And if you want me to explain it again, remember, you could always hit us in the DM, or you can hit me in my email, LatinWealthClub.com. Hey, that's coming soon, though. LatinWealthClub@gmail.com. Right? But let's talk about what some experts have to say about this. And it's pretty much Grayscale, BlackRock, and Fidelity who dominated the trading volumes. And the data showed that it hit that much, even though the price went down. Right? And the thing is that the spot Bitcoin ETF got the green light, but Grayscale already had like a Bitcoin, not an ETF, spot ETF, but they already had like a stock out there that invests in Bitcoin.
I don't know. It probably tracked it.
Something, bro.
Yeah.
No, they had something because the thing is, the reason why Bitcoin went back down into the 41,000s was because there was so many like that stock went down because people were selling.
Yeah. Okay.
So that the selling pressure of the Grayscale stock that holds Bitcoin caused Bitcoin to go down.
Well, okay, so it actually affected it.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so it does have
because
to
people have owned that before, like during summer, bro. When they first won their court case, I remember during summer they were sitting at $20,000.
Yeah.
So a bunch of people made a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to cash out.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
And all these companies that are trading them, right? All the BlackRocks, right?
They were buying throughout some, bro. Yeah. They were literally buying when I was trying to explain this to you guys.
Yeah,
they probably already had been buying since the beginning of the year when it was at 17,000. I think as soon as the FTX news came out is when they were buying.
Yeah, and also with the spot ETF, it makes them more. They're able to trade it.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be able like a day tradable asset for them, which before I think they would not be able to do it through their hedge fund because it's not like an actual.
It's not.
It wasn't a security.
It's not
at
legal.
The time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now they love Bitcoin because of the swings.
Yeah.
So that's why that's another big reason why they want to be in, because this is another opportunity for them to make huge amounts of money.
And let me get back into my coin hopping strategy. I just realized that the Ethereum spot ETF should be coming out in June. We should be hearing news on that if it's approved or not approved, right? In June. Or it could be delayed. But in reality, if you think about the coin hopping strategy, we go into the halving, right? We might hit an all-time high for Bitcoin before the halving. And then if the spot Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum spot ETF, gets approved, that'll make alts bleed a little bit and then boom, bounce up. As if the Ethereum spot ETF gets approved in June, altcoins will run throughout summer. I think that's what's gonna happen
through the whole summer.
Yeah.
And
I think that the approval of the Ethereum spot ETF will cause the altcoin season.
And then do you think after, so what's going to happen is approval, it goes up for a day or two on Ethereum and Bitcoin. People sell the news, right?
No, Ethereum will keep running.
Ethereum, but Bitcoin might actually sell off. Probably.
No, Ethereum. I think both of them will. I think the fact that Ethereum will be put into the marketplace and then financial advisors would have to explain what's the difference. I feel like smart money, old money, is definitely going to pick Bitcoin over Ethereum because of the rarity. They're probably going to, allocate in both, but they're going to allocate more in Bitcoin. Bitcoin would definitely be $1 million a coin in the future. Definitely. Yeah. If it's anything like the S&P 500, bro, yes. 20 years from now, Bitcoin hit an all-time high in 1.2 million.
She's saying it right here now.
I'm just saying, bro, no, it's like, it's gotten to the point where it'll be like the broader market. Yeah. No, mostly with these ETFs, bro. Like,
it already is just not.
You got to remember, once everything's approved, they might have ETFs that are mixed with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Cardano and Ripple. Or it might be the top 50.
It will be. It's going to be the same thing.
Yes, bro. Yeah. They just have to approve them. As soon as they approve them, I'm telling you, man, crypto's the future.
So then the alt seasons they'll go up because now they'll be seeking approval for the smaller coins.
Yes.
And now it's going to be not random, but you can kind of guess who's going to be lined up.
You could say like we're going to have a gold rush of crypto, I believe. In like 2020 and summer of 2024, maybe even summer of 2025, if they just want to play ball and hardball and play with the Ethereum one for a little bit, reject it, or maybe push it back until they need to approve it, like they did with the Bitcoin one. Because you got to remember, bro, people have been waiting for over 10 years for this Bitcoin stuff to come out.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, I truly believe, bro, that if the Ethereum spot ETF gets approved, and this is not financial advice. In summer, we will spark a alt season during summer. Has to be, bro, or at least for Ripple and Cardano, because those are and Solana, because those three are like the most similar. So people would be pouring their money, and they're like, no, these are the same. These have to be next. Yeah, it'll be wild, man. But we have to see. We have to see how my strategy plays out. If my due diligence has been good, if my research has been good, so far, I mean, AZ's my witness here. What do you think of my research, man?
Pretty good. I like it. I think it follows this, even for stocks.
Yeah.
They also have their, what you explained for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And the overall general market. I think I see that also with stocks, and I believe it.
I could say, man, best way to describe crypto right now, man, is like the stock market right after the Great Depression, man.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like that's where we're at right now, bro. Like, yes, we're in our 20s, but once we're in our 80s, we might be the richest people alive because we own Bitcoin.
I hope so.
Bro, only 21 million people will be able to own one Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, let that sink in for a bit.
Yeah.
It's just wild to think about that, right?
It is, yeah.
And then, damn, bro, there's going to be a day where there's going to be no more Bitcoin halvings, and mining's going to be like, it's just going to be equations. They're not going to give you nothing.
Just equations. So everybody who has a crypto mining, they're going to be out of jobs?
It's going to be, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I want to get into crypto mining before that, but by then, bro, you're going to be earning like 0.2.
Yeah, it's going to be cheaper to just buy it, like with your own money.
It'll make the computers cheaper, though.
You think so?
Yes. Unless inflation balances it,
Oh, yeah, because that's what drives up a lot of the market right now.
Because, think about it, bro. Parts. If Bitcoin is sitting at $1 million and you're earning 0.2, that's $200K.
Damn.
That's $200K.
Yeah.
One computer. So actually, it'll make Bitcoin mining a bigger market
for a little bit.
No,
it'll squeeze. But
until 2,100 something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what the
fuck? Just keeps getting cut in half. You gotta remember, bro. Those small numbers.
Okay.
It's gonna be like 0.2, right?
I thought this was gonna happen like when we were 45 or something.
Half a 0.2, right? 0.1, half a 0.1, 0.05.
Yeah.
Half of that, right? It's like, it's halves.
Sure.
We're going from 6 right now to 3.
Sure.
So it's going to take a while before but think about it, bro. If the Bitcoin reward is 0.2 and it's sitting at 1 million, that's $200,000.
Yeah.
And let's say you have 10 computers and maybe 3 computers get that reward just 3 times a year. That's $600,000, bro. And all you had to do was run your computers all year long and expect 3 times for it to be right.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah. Well, Guess I'm buying.
If you see it that way,
computers.
if you see it that way, you're like, damn.
Well, it's because I thought the halving was gonna end a lot soon. I don't know why I thought it was.
No, bro, it's
like
just
50
it's
or
cut
60.
halves. So even though it's gonna be 3 Bitcoin, think about like how many halves that takes to get a 0.
Yeah, that's true.
Right, and even when it's at 0.001, like there's a half.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
so everybody in this generation is safe. Like everybody.
I guess pretty much until it's like 0 satoshis at the like they're gonna give you 1 big Bitcoins until it's satoshis and then until like they can't give you no more satoshis. Yeah, but this is the end of the podcast, guys. What do you think of this episode, bro? I think it was very informative, and people that have been following, if they are following,
Satoshis is crazy.
Satoshis.
The fuck is Satoshi?
Oh, well, because the
sound like something you get at
the
sushi.
founder of Bitcoin, his last name's Satoshi,
Right?
or Satoshi. No, his first name's Satoshi. But so they call it Bitcoin, Bitcoin, right? And then anything like 0.6, like you know how I own a little over half a Bitcoin. That's like saying I own. So if I own 0.5, which is half a Bitcoin, I actually own 0.5. Like let's say it's like 50, right? 50 Satoshis.
Okay.
So 100 Satoshis make a Bitcoin. It's like cents to the dollar.
I got you. Let me get some spicy tuna rolls with that, please.
Hey, man,
good.
that sounds pretty rich.
Whoa, buddy. Anyway, whoa.
He said it does.
End the podcast, bro.
I caught you, man. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you on the next one. We hope you guys are learning about investments here at crypto. If you have any questions, like I said, hit us in the DM or hit us in our email, LatinWealthClub. I keep saying .com, and that's coming soon, like I said. LatinWealthClub@gmail.com. And stay dedicated, stay motivated, and we'll see you on the next one, Latin Wealth Club.